Hello and good day. Welcome to our video channel, God's Promises. And today's video will be Psalm chapter 54. Let's get started now. Psalm 54 is a prayer of David during a time of great distress. In this psalm, David pleads for God's protection and deliverance from his enemies. The psalm begins with David addressing God and asking him to save him by his name and strength. David acknowledges that he is in great distress and needs God's help urgently. He is being pursued by strangers who seek to harm him, and he prays that God will be his defender. David then goes on to describe his enemies and their actions. He calls them strangers, who do not follow God's ways and who seek to take his life. Despite their wickedness, David remains confident that God will come to his aid and defeat his enemies. In the second half of the psalm, David expresses his confidence in God's deliverance. He declares his faith that God will help him and that his enemies will ultimately be defeated. David expresses his desire to offer a sacrifice of thanksgiving to God for his help and deliverance. The teaching application of Psalm 54 is that in times of trouble, we can turn to God for help and protection. Just as David relied on God to deliver him from his enemies, we too can trust in God's strength and protection. When we face difficult situations, we can pray for God's guidance and help. We can have faith that God will be our defender and that He will ultimately deliver us from our troubles. Furthermore, Psalm 54 teaches us the importance of acknowledging God's sovereignty over our lives. David acknowledges that God's name and strength are powerful and that he needs God's help to overcome his enemies. In the same way, we too should acknowledge God's power and seek His help in our times of need. By acknowledging God's sovereignty over our lives, we can trust in His plan and purpose for us, even when we face difficult circumstances. Finally, Psalm 54 teaches us the importance of gratitude. David expresses his desire to offer a sacrifice of thanksgiving to God for His help and deliverance. In the same way, we too should express gratitude to God for His blessings and deliverance in our lives. By offering thanks to God, we acknowledge His goodness and faithfulness to us, and we deepen our relationship with Him. In summary, Psalm 54 teaches us that we can turn to God for help and protection in times of trouble, acknowledge His sovereignty over our lives, and express gratitude for His blessings and deliverance. By following these teachings, we can deepen our relationship with God and find strength and comfort in His presence. Thank you for visiting us today. Please share with us your favorite Bible verse below in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help our channel grow. Looking forward to see you back here for our next video. Always take good care.